Today is October 5th, 2014. This is a video, obviously, of my 1972 Monte Carlo that I currently have for sale. I've had a few people that like to see the car currently, so I figured this would be the best way to do it. Try to show you as much as I can. The car was painted about 10 years ago, but it's been garage kept, so the paint is holding up very well. The car has a big block Chevy. It's 468 cubic inches. It's got AFR 335cc cylinder heads on it. Car has a solid roller camshaft made by Comp Cams. It's right around 650 lift. It's one of their blower grinds. Has a Turbo 400 trans with a 10-inch Cohen torque converter. Installs about 4,000 RPMs. The rear is a 12-bolt Chevy rear with 30 spline Moser axles, 373 gears. Car is just going to show up. Stock suspension car, frame rails are factory location. It has aftermarket upper control arms and the anti-hop bars, or whatever they call them. It's got a aftermarket rear sway bar, keeps the car from twisting on launch. It has QA1 shocks, both front and rear. They're adjustable. Fuel cell is in the trunk. It's got aeromotive pump, the A1000. The car has 3-inch tailpipes on it, but up here underneath the car, it's got Lemons headers, which are 2 1/4 or 2 1/8. I can't remember exactly, but they go into 4-inch bullets, which I don't know if you can see in the photo here. That's the bullet there, and then I've got this cutout here, so you can drop that plate and it just dumps the exhaust. That's a 4-inch bullet with a 4-inch dump here, so you just unbolt those if you're going to go racing or whatever, and then you can cap that back up and the car breathes through the tailpipes through here. So then it goes to there, and then there's some aero chamber mufflers. You can see the car's pretty straight. It's never been wet sanded or buffed or anything like that since it's been painted, so it really looks pretty good. Hey Brody, come here real quick. Hold the camera for me. I'm going to pull the hood off while my son holds the camera. Thanks, buddy. Close-up shot there. This is the engine compartment. A little dirty right now. 871 blower. 2 950 carburetors. Double pumpers. It does have a vacuum booster for the brakes. There's a good shot of the headers. They're monsters. Excuse me. This here is just a breather tank. Goes to the valve covers. Just installed a huge Griffin radiator. Really haven't driven it too much to see how the car cools now. It ran a little hot before, running around like 210 degrees, so I was hoping to get it down below 200. Aeromotive regulator. There's another shot of the headers. I did have a nitrous system on the car. It was a fogger plate that went under here. I took it off recently. That's included with the car. It had its own standalone fuel system, which is what the fuel tank is for here. The fuel pump mounts there, and then the solenoids would mount up here. Car has a MSD ignition. The box and the coil are in the car behind the glove box. It passes through the firewall here. MSD distributor. As far as the brakes, I've got a vacuum pump in the trunk that runs the brake booster solely. Let me pop the trunk real quick. This is the interior. Stock dash. It's got a couple gauges in the dash. CD player, which doesn't function, unfortunately. Not that you need it. It's a 10-point roll cage, so it has the down bars here, and then it X's here where the rear seat would normally go. I do have a rear seat for it if somebody wanted to reconfigure the roll cage. Headliner, factory headliner. Switch panel here, I use that to activate the fuel system and the nitrous. Stock door panels. Everything up front's pretty much normal in here, just the back seat's missing. The door bars do swing out. It has a pin that drops through there, so if you're cruising around, you don't have to climb over the bar all the time. The cage was certified. The certification ran out, I don't know, a couple years ago. So there's the picture of the certification. It was good to 850s in the quarter mile. Car's not near that fast, but that's what the cage was certified for. Got harnesses on both sides. Got the rags wrapped around there when my son rides with me so it doesn't poke him in the neck. Had the nitrous bottle mounted behind the seat. Here's the cutoff for the battery. Trunk. Trunk is no longer like the factory trunk. Let me get some light in here. Just a piece of sheet metal covering the trunk floor. There's a fuel cell. There's the battery. There's the pump for the vacuum assist on the brakes. Alright, I'm going to fire it up. As you can see, the blower and the scooper in your line of sight, but it's not too bad. You get used to it. Water temperature's cold. Oil pressure. It's got a winter shifter. That was what the button was for. Was for the nitrous. Cold here for you. Alright. Fuel gauge kind of works, it's not real accurate. Funny thing, boost gauge, the needle fell off of that, so I need a new boost gauge. But it would make about 13 pounds or so. The blower's 22% overdriven. chilly here today. It's about 55, 60 degrees, so you got a little bit of puff of condensation coming out. Shines up pretty good still. Got a couple little blemishes. There's a nick right here. Hood. It is a lift-off hood. Got a couple different fasteners. Basically, it's not a whole lot of switches in the car or anything. I ran everything through the factory ignition switch. This button here kills the ignition. So basically I just leave it on because the key still works, but if the throttle ever stuck or whatever happened, I can hit that button, turns it off. I do have a rocker switch down here that turns on the fuel pump or turns it off if you're servicing, whatever. Heat doesn't work. There's no heater box, there's no AC, there's none of that. There's no wipers or anything like that. The firewall was smooth. So this is where the wiper would mount originally, and that's all covered up. So it's kind of a fair weather car. Raced it probably 3 or 4 years ago, something like that. The car would run 650s in the 8th mile at 107 miles an hour. That would be on these tires here, which are just the 275 Mickey Thompson drag radials. The car went a 145 60 foot. I ran the nitrous system one time with the car when it was on slicks, and got a little excited and put it in second gear too soon and sprayed it basically in second and third gear. Car went 639, I believe it was, at 113, so it had really good mile an hour. And then it went a 986, but for whatever reason it didn't give me my mile an hour in a quarter mile. So the car's been mid 980s or whatever. I'm guessing probably 140 or so with the nitrous. On a perfect day, I think the car would probably run 960s with the nitrous, probably at 143, something like that. But normally, just without the nitrous, the car will run 650s in the 8th, 1020s, something like that in a quarter. The quarter mile pass on the motor is usually about 134. So that's it.